The 503020 budget is lying to you. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right with your money and still not getting ahead, this video is for you. Because the budgeting rule everyone loves might be the exact reason you're falling behind. Stay with me. Hi, I'm Roxana, and here at RoxyEZ Math and Money, we do one thing. We take the money advice everyone repeats and we run the actual numbers. Today, the 503020 budget, and I'm going to show you why, especially if you're a woman over 40, it might be quietly costing you your retirement. First, what is it? The 503020 rule says spend 50% of your take-home pay on needs, 30% on wants, and put 20% towards savings. It's simple, it's easy to remember, and that's exactly why it went viral. But simple and correct are not the same thing. So now that we understand where the 503020 rule came from, let's talk about why, for so many of us, it feels completely impossible to follow. It's not a personal failure. It's a mathematical one. The world this rule was born into simply doesn't exist anymore. The economic landscape has fundamentally shifted, but the advice hasn't caught up. The first breakdown happens before you even get a chance to budget. The 503020 rule applies to your or take-home pay. But what does that really mean? It's not your salary. It's what's left after the government and your employer take their share. We're talking federal and state income taxes, Social Security, Medicare, and that's just the start. For many, it also includes mandatory deductions for health insurance premiums, maybe a pension contribution, or even union dues. Let's imagine a salary of $75,000 a year. That sounds like a solid income, right? It breaks down to about $6,250 a month gross. But if you live in a state with a high income tax, like California or New York, after all deductions, your actual take-home pay might be closer to $4,200. That's over $2,000 gone before you pay a single bill. Suddenly, that 50% for needs isn't calculated from $6,250, it's from $4,200. Your needs budget just shrank from over $3,100 to just $2,100. That's the first reality check. Now, let's get to the heart of the problem. The staggering cost of living, especially housing. The rule suggests 50% for needs, but here's the math nobody shows you. In most cities today, your needs alone, housing, utilities, insurance, groceries, transportation, eat up 60, sometimes 70% of your take-home pay. Let's take that $4,200 monthly take-home pay and see how it fares in 3 different American cities. First, a high cost of living city like San Diego. The average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment hovers around $2,400. Right there. That's 57% of your $4,200 take-home pay. Just rent. We haven't even bought a single gallon of milk, paid for car insurance, or turned on a light. Add in utilities at $200, a modest grocery bill of $500, transportation costs of $300, and health insurance co-pays and deductibles averaging $150. Your total needs are now $3,550. That's 84% of your take-home pay. The 50% bucket isn't just broken, is being obliterated. Okay, let's move to a more average cost city like Chicago. The rent is a bit more manageable, maybe $1,800 for a one-bedroom. That feels better, right? It's about 43% of your take-home pay, so you're under the 50% mark for housing alone. Great. But let's add the other needs. Utilities, groceries, and transportation might be slightly cheaper. Let's say the total $900. Your total needs now come to $2,700. That's 64% of your take-home pay. So if needs are already at 64%, that tidy 50% bucket is still fiction. You're already in the red before you've even thought about a want or a saving. Finally, let's try a lower cost of living city like Houston. Here, you might find a one-bedroom for $1,300. That's only 31% of your take-home pay. This is where the 503020 rule should theoretically work, right? Let's see. Add in other needs and remember, in a sprawling city like Houston, your transportation costs might be higher, so let's budget $1,000 for groceries, utilities, and getting around. Your total needs are now $2,300. That's 55% of your income. Even in a more affordable city, you are still busting the 50% needs category. It's a systemic issue, not a regional one. And when the math doesn't work, when your needs are spilling over into the other categories, guess which bucket gets robbed first? It's a painful, rhetorical question because we all know the answer. You can't just decide not to pay your landlord or the electric company. You have to buy groceries, you have to get to work. These costs are largely fixed and non-negotiable. The wants bucket is the first to go, of course. That dinner out, the new pair of shoes, the weekend trip, they get cut. But often, that's not enough to cover the shortfall from the needs bucket. So, what's the final vulnerable category left to raid? It's always savings. It's the retirement fund, the emergency fund, the down payment for a future home. It's the money meant to build your security and your future. This is the fundamental, critical flaw of the 503020 rule in the modern world. It positions savings as the leftover, the residual, the thing you get to, everything else is paid, and as we've just seen, for millions of women, there is nothing left over. This is why we feel like we're running in place, and it's why we need a new system. Now, let's talk about the stakes. We've discussed the numbers, the percentages, and the challenges of modern life. But why does getting this right matter so profoundly, especially for those of us who are 40 or older? The simple answer is time. We have less of it, which means every financial decision we make from this point forward carries significantly more weight. The math of retirement isn't just about addition, it's about multiplication through the incredible power of compound growth. And the difference between good enough and great savings isn't a small gap, it's a chasm that can define the entire quality of your later years. To make this crystal clear, let's move away from abstract percentages and look at some real-world numbers. We're going to run a demonstration, a tale of two savers, to show you exactly what's at stake. Let's imagine a hypothetical person. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah is 45 years old, earns a solid income of $70,000 a year, and plans to retire in 20 years at age 65. We'll assume her investments earn an average annual return of 7%, a standard historical benchmark. Now, Sarah has a choice to make. Does she follow the 20% savings rule, Or does she decide that 10% is good enough? Let's watch what happens. First, let's look at Saver A, the Sarah who commits to the 20% savings goal. 20% of her $70,000 salary is $14,000 a year. She sets up an automatic transfer, so every month about $1,167 is moved into her retirement accounts. For the first few years, the growth seems steady but not spectacular. Her contributions are doing most of the work. But then, something magical starts to happen. The interest she earns starts earning its own interest. The growth curve, as you can see on this chart, begins to steepen. Her money is no longer just being saved, it's actively working for her, building on itself year after year. After 20 years of consistent saving and the relentless power of compounding, Sarah A's nest egg has grown to over $600,000. What does a $600,000 retirement look like? Using the 4% rule, a common guideline for retirement withdrawals, she can safely take out about $24,000 a year or $2,000 a month without depleting her principal too quickly. When you add that to her expected Social Security benefits, Sarah A has a comfortable retirement. She has choices. She can travel, pursue hobbies, handle unexpected medical bills without panic, and maintain her standard of living. She has financial peace of mind. Now, let's rewind and look at Saver B. This is the Sarah who decided that 20% was too much of a stretch. She opted to save 10% instead. That's $7,000 a year or about $583 a month. On the surface, this seems like a reasonable compromise. She's still saving, right? She's putting money away. But here's where the brutal math of compounding comes into play. Saving half the amount doesn't give you half the result. Look at the chart. For 20 years, Sarah B saves diligently. Her money compounds, just like Sarah A's. But because the principal amount being fed into the machine is smaller, the growth is dramatically less explosive. After the same 20 years, at the same 7% return, Sarah B's nest egg is just over $300,000. Wait, you might be thinking, that's exactly half. But this is where we have to look at the outcome, not just the final number. Applying that same 4% rule, Sarah B can only safely withdraw $12,000 a year or $1,000 a month. That's half the income stream. When combined with Social Security, her retirement is no longer comfortable. It's a struggle. It's the difference between choosing a vacation and choosing which prescription to fill. It's the difference between freedom and constant financial anxiety. It's not just have the nest egg. It's a completely different retirement. The lifestyle, the security, the options, they are worlds apart. That single decision, that one number 10% versus 20% saved consistently over time, changes your entire future. That is the power and the profound danger of this math. It's a quiet force working either for you or against your potential every single day. The gap between these two outcomes wasn't created in the final year. It was carved out little by little, month by month, over 2 decades. This is why we can't afford to be passive. This is why good enough can be the enemy of a truly secure future. Understanding this principle is the first, most critical step toward taking control of your financial destiny. So here's what I want you to do instead. Flip the order. Pay yourself first. Decide your savings number, move it the day you get paid, and then let your needs and wants fight over what's left. When savings comes first, It stops being the leftover that never shows up. We've just spent this time together completely dismantling a piece of financial advice that, for many of us, has felt more like a judgment than a guide. The 503020 rule, born in a different economic era, simply doesn't reflect the reality of modern life, especially for women navigating careers, family, and planning for a vibrant retirement in their 40s and beyond. What we've replaced it with the pay yourself first system isn't just another set of rigid percentages. It's a philosophy. It's a powerful shift in perspective that puts your future self at the front of the line every single time. It's about giving yourself permission to prioritize your security and your dreams, not with what's left over, but right from the very top. This isn't about restriction. It's about intentionality and empowerment. It's about building a financial foundation so strong that it supports the life you truly want to live, both today and for all the decades to come. If this conversation has reframed how you see your budget, if it sparked a little bit of hope or gave you a tangible plan you can actually use, then please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. My commitment here is to do this every single week, to take outdated, confusing, or downright unhelpful money advice, hold it up to the light, and rebuild it with real math and real life context. We don't do shame or blame here. We talk about growing your retirement savings, navigating the complexities of investing, creating intelligent debt repayment strategies, and mastering the money mindset that underpins it all. Subscribing means you're joining a community of smart, forward-thinking women who are taking control of their financial destinies. You won't just get another video in your feed. You'll get a weekly dose of clarity and confidence. And now, I want to hear from you. The comment section is our community space, and your experiences are incredibly valuable. Tell me, after our discussion today, what do you now see as your biggest budget category? Has it shifted from what you thought it was before? Maybe it's housing, or perhaps childcare, or even that sneaky miscellaneous category that seems to have a life of its own. Sharing this helps everyone see they aren't alone in their financial journey. I personally read every single comment, not because I have to, but because it's how I learn what you're truly struggling with and what you want to see more of. Your questions and insights directly shape the content I create, ensuring it's always relevant and genuinely helpful. So please take a moment to share. To make implementing everything we talked about today as easy as possible, I've put together a comprehensive budgeting toolkit for you, and it's completely free. Down in the description box below, you'll find a link. When you click it, you get access to the exact spreadsheet I use for my Pay Yourself First system. It's pre-filled with formulas to help you calculate your savings rate and track your sinking funds. You'll also get a printable checklist for automating your finances, a step-by-step guide to setting up those automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts so your system runs on its own. And finally, I've included a guide on how to have a productive money meeting with your partner or just with yourself to ensure you stay on track. These are the practical tools that turn theory into action. Don't just watch this video. Use these resources to build your new financial reality. The link is waiting for you right below. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Your financial past does not have to dictate your financial future. It doesn't matter if you've tried and failed with a dozen budgets before. It doesn't matter if you're starting later than you'd hoped or if your numbers feel intimidating right now. Today is a new day. The simple act of watching this video and deciding to try a different approach is a monumental step forward. The system we've built today, Paying Yourself First, is designed for resilience. It's designed to work with the realities of your life, not against them. There will be months where things go perfectly, and there will be months where they don't. That's not failure, that's life. The key is to have a system that you can always come back to. A system that is flexible, forgiving, and always centered on your most important financial goal, securing your future. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and you absolutely have the capacity to do this. Be patient with yourself, be consistent with your efforts, and celebrate the small wins along the way. Thank you so much for trusting me with your time today. I can't wait to see the progress you make. I'll see you in the next one.